The warden decided to abandon his usual routine and visit the cells himself. He wanted an absolute picture of the prison life, not just the reports from some academic researcher. The guards thought this was acceptable, and one agreed to accompany him. "I'll account for every corner," the guard said, trying to be accurate. Down the hall, a prisoner began to accuse another of stealing bread. The warden had to acknowledge the fight quickly. He knew the prison needed to acquire better habits of order, and that was the actual reason for his walk. They had to adapt fast when an additional noise came from Block B. "Go and address that alarm," shouted the chief of administration. The warden decided to adopt a new plan: make a quick advance to the corridor before trouble grew. A strange affair had started. A cat had wandered in, and afterwards, half the agency staff were chasing it. The security agenda for the morning was ruined. A very aggressive prisoner tried to help, which didn't look like aid, but chaos. Suddenly, an aircraft passed overhead. Its sound set off an alarm that made even the cat alter direction. The noise amounted to a roar, and the prisoners shouted in anger. From the right angle, the yard looked like a festival. Today was the prison's anniversary, its annual open day. The warden felt anxious, though it was apparent the visitors were calm. Apparently, the local mayor would appeal to the public later and approach the prisoners with an appropriate speech. Everyone waited for his approval and hoped he would approve the budget for better food. If problems arise, the guards were armed, though they kept their arms low. Some decorations were artificial, but the music was surprisingly artistic. One inmate looked ashamed of his past. That aspect always touched the warden. He began to assess the event and prepare an assessment report. A young officer tried to associate with the prisoners, and soon everyone felt associated in the small association they called the Hope Club. The mayor began to assume the stage, but a prisoner tried an attempt to escape. The guards had to back each other up. Outside, rumors spread about bacteria in the kitchen. A cook tried to bar visitors from entering, but the smell of food was a bigger barrier. "It's fine," basically, the cook said, ready to battle anyone who doubted him. The warden had to bear the stress. The band played a happy beat. Some prisoners began to beg for more cake. One, being tall and bent, made a wild bet that he could eat 10 slices. Nobody thought beyond the mess it would cause. The mayor tried to bill the warden for the cake, but the warden only gave a bitter laugh. "Don't blame me," he said, and the blame passed quickly. A blind prisoner spoke about friendship, and everyone felt a new bond. The warden wanted to border the yard with flowers and plant a breast-high hedge. His brief speech thanked the broad team. A TV crew came to broadcast the budget speech. Suddenly, a stray bullet sound from a balloon popped. A bunch of kids screamed. Someone smelled a burn near a dry bush, but it was only smoke from the barbecue. "No more cake, but there's fruit," said a worker, carrying a heavy cable. They began to calculate how much food was left. At last, the mayor agreed to cancel the meeting about cancer research and stay for pudding. The warden knew his team was capable and had the capacity to handle the crowd. Someone tried to capture the fun on camera, and the press cast the prison in a good light. A child held a lucky catch, a butterfly. A scientist showed a prison cell to visitors, and a boy tried to chain two pens together. The warden was asked to chair the final talk. The chairman thanked everyone. "This was a real challenge," he said, trying to characteristically smile. They decided to chart the progress. The chief officer nodded. Under these circumstances, the warden said, even a prison can feel like a family.